What is up, all of you Ugnots and Jawas out there, and welcome back to Mando Late Night, baby. And we got Skeleton Crew official trailer. It dropped. I'm your host, Caleb Keller, and I'm not alone. Zach Horvath is back. What's up, man?
What up? Yeah, glad to be back. Glad to be here. I'm back. I don't know where we're at, but
Yeah,
what day is it? You know what I mean?
Tuesday. I
Nah,
had
it's
to
all
do
right.
that. Well, Kay's in the chat saying, hey, bedtime is hectic time with the littles, and that's why I like that y'all stream a bit late. Yeah, Kay, that's what we got to do. I'm a dad, Zach's a dad. It sounded like both of us were fighting the littles tonight. So that's why we kind of had a little bit of a delay there, but I'm glad that you can relate. Kay. But yeah, you are on time, and that's certainly exciting. I'm glad that you're here. Case also says, "Hey, who you calling an Ugnot?" Hey, I call everybody Ugnots. Ugnots and Job. I don't know what started that. People always ask me that. Which, by the way, hey, I believe we are 6 days away from Mando Talk's 5-year anniversary. Ain't that wild?
5 years,
5 years
dude?
ago, because it was when The Mandalorian came out in
Yeah.
2019. I
Wow.
literally checked today the first podcast episode, which was like a Mando Talk, Welcome to Mando Talk, like trailer podcast episode, was on November 11th. Okay, so 6 days
11,
away.
11.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? And since day one, I've been calling people Ugnots and Jawas, and I don't know why. And Kay says, "Holy moly!" with a little, the little. I don't know what it is. What's the little party favor?
I
What
don't
is
know.
going
The
on?
little
Anyway.
horn thing. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway. Skeleton
5 years.
Crew.
That's dope.
Yeah, 5 years. It's exciting, and I'm very appreciative of everybody that's kind of been supporting. If you're a day one since the 5-year mark, like if you've been following me for 5 years, let me know. Special shout out. Even if you don't let me know, special shout out to all of you, because I know there's those of you that are out there that have been supporting since day one. And so thank you so much to all of you. Skeleton Crew, though, Zach, dropped their official trailer last week. I believe it was Friday. So I did a trailer reaction on the channel. I did a short on the channel and also a short breaking down like the official poster. So that's just kind of a clue as to this is your place, baby, for Skeleton Crew discussion. But obviously, I wanted to hear from you, Zach, because I've shared on the channel. I really enjoyed that trailer. It surprised me, if I'm being quite honest. Like, yeah, I went into the trailer expecting lighthearted, kid friendly, goofy fun. And we certainly got that, but I feel like it kind of over delivered. Like it almost was too good. Like I didn't expect it to be that good. But how are you feeling about the trailer before we start going like scene by scene as we do a breakdown and discussion throughout tonight's stream?
I'm right there with you, man. I thought it was an awesome trailer. The music was awesome. Now, it wasn't as I think what the reason I liked the music so much is it caught me off guard. Kind of what you were saying, like it was so like boom, 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 boom. It was like that kind of John Hughesy. It was exactly what I was wanting, but I didn't know I wanted type of vibe. And we got to see a lot more of the kids. We got actual like an idea of what's going to be happening here. We got some, I guess, parent potential, or I don't know how Jude Law is gonna like everything. It was firing on all cylinders for your guy here. I really liked it.
Yeah, so the music, I'm not I don't want to say classic, but I'm not a very well known guy to know all of the popular like pop rock songs kind of back in the. I'm guessing the trailer music was like an 80s track, but it is titled Major Tom. That is what that
Okay.
song is. But I loved, in Kay's talking about it in the chat. Um, you kind of get like a Huttese version of it, like almost midway in the trailer, where you can start to hear some Huttese language blended in with the Major Tom track. Which I will be honest, I've been listening to Major Tom on my Spotify a lot, but ever since that trailer. But I really want the Huttese version to drop on Spotify now because it started off where I was surprised by the music, but once it blended into that Huttese track with it, I was like, oh yeah, that I feel the Star Wars in that. I didn't think it was Star Wars at all at first, but once they kind of made that transition, I was all in on it. But that the music definitely has been like one of the main talking points online for sure. I know there's people out there, and this is crazy to me. And again, we'll get into the trailer here in a second. I'm mind blown by the amount of takes that I've seen that say that didn't feel like Star Wars. If I'm being honest, I know that there's some things in there like the suburban neighborhood. Like, yeah, we haven't seen that before, but I mean, let's be honest. It's a massive galaxy. Is there not going to be something like that somewhere? Um, and the music people complained about, and maybe some of I really don't get it. If I'm being quite honest, can you dissect maybe why people are saying it doesn't feel like Star Wars, or is that just becoming like a oh, we're gonna say it doesn't feel like Star Wars just because we're hating on Star Wars right now? It almost feels like it's that
That's it. That's it. If it doesn't have Luke Skywalker in it or a lightsaber,
lightsaber.
it's
Yeah.
immediately this doesn't feel like Star Wars. Where's John Williams?
Mm.
And look, I get that. I get it. Okay. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm sure that holds a place in your heart. Like when you think of the color of the sky, you think blue. When you think of Star Wars, you think of lightsabers and John Williams. I get it.
Yeah.
But in the year of 2024, Star Wars is huge now.
Yeah,
And
it is.
it's not this frame. Star Wars is a brand. When I go and get a Nike shoe, there's a bunch of different Nike pairs of shoes. They're all Nike, but they're all still shoes. That's
Some
what Star Wars is to me now.
some are really, really, really cool, really clean looking. Some are
Some are sick,
absolutely
and then some
goofy.
of them are the acolyte. You know what I mean? Like
Well, yeah, we
it's
went there.
no. But for like, that's my point. It's like they're all Star Wars. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I need the Air Maxes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I need the dunk.
I need to get a good set of Air Maxes to
Uh-huh.
keep the analogy going. But I'm also gonna get that kind of like that kind of funky walk-in shoe,
Mm.
or that, what's this? Oh, it's a different Air Max, or
Speaking of, I have my favorite Nikes right below me.
oh yeah,
We,
like
we're really doing. We're getting way off track here. Look,
no.
great running shoe right here.
Okay. Yeah, I see the little like to it.
Really cushiony.
Yeah.
But I said dunk.
Those look comfortable
The
actually.
dunk would be like my classic. It's hard to
But that
see.
but that's my point. Like those are completely different shoes, but they're still Nikes, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's what
Anyway,
Star Wars is to
fashion with
me
Mando talk.
personally. And it's always been that. I don't see it as this is blasphemous to Star Wars, frankly. Like
Mhm.
it's very sci-fi. I don't know what else you want from like that. The do, and you got these aliens, and you've got real effects and real creatures, and you've got sets that are dirty and kind of grungy like Star Wars, and you've got ships like droids. What the hell? Heck, ass. What do you what do you want?
Yeah. No, I agree.
It got me worked up.
Yeah, yeah. No, bouncing off of that though, I think what's making people struggle with that more is the fact that we're coming off of the Acolyte. Like it's
Mm,
easy to say, okay, yes, this show is made for this group, this show is made for these fans, this
mhm,
show is made for these fans, the young fans, the older fans, the 20-year-old fans. But it's hard for you to be okay with that mindset if you're coming off of this show is okay, and then this show really sucked, and now it's just hard to kind of. So I get that aspect of
mhm.
it for sure. It's hard to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good with this lighthearted, aimed for the really really young audience when I'm not getting what I want, and it's been a
I
while
think a
since
better
I've been getting
analogy might
what
be
I want.
when I go to McDonald's and I get a Big Mac.
Hmm.
If I'm in Wisconsin, or if I'm in California, or if I'm in Florida, they're all going to pretty much taste like a Big Mac. That's what people, I guess, have in their mind of Star Wars at this point.
Yeah,
And so when it's not that, when it's a chicken McNug or a McChicken, it's like I'm just trying to relate it to something, because
sure.
in my mind, like,
I think our
who are you
Nikes
to
and
say it's not like Star Wars? That's a like every person that's going to feel different. If
yeah,
you go ask a random person some sort of sci-fi, show them sci-fi and go, does this look like Star Wars to you? they're gonna say yes.
Yeah, there's aspects, and that's the thing about the art is there's aspects of all kinds of different Star Wars. Heck, I mean, Dune is recency is coming to mind for me. Like you can see like
Yes.
elements of the sci-fi
Yeah.
genre throughout all of the different
And I would
big
argue this
time.
feels like Star Wars.
Yeah, and again, if you're somebody that feels like that skeleton crew trailer did not feel like Star Wars, by all means, please sound off
Yes,
in the
yes,
chat
yes.
or in the comments and give us kind of like just a rationale behind that saying, because so far all I've seen is skeleton crew trailer did not feel like Star Wars, and that was really it. Like I haven't
If you're
really
saying that, there's gotta be a
seen.
reason why you feel that way.
Right.
Like,
I
what
haven't
is
seen
it
like an
missing?
explanation, and that's what I want to do here. Like if you're in the chat and you feel that way, please just kind of elaborate. I know I see Kay. Kay is kind of agreeing with us that Kay doesn't really get the argument at all. How in the world does that not feel like Star Wars? Haters just trying too hard now. Also making the point that Star Wars itself is very 80s, and like we said, kind of that music and everything about that definitely hit those
Well, and
80s
you go with the
vibes.
Goonies vibe and, like, it's sci-fi Goonies, which tells me it's gonna be this kind of funky techno beat, which it all just seems like it's so meshed together, and it really worked for me.
Yeah.
Now, I will say one thing, just while we're talking about this.
Uh-huh.
Did it feel like new blood is making this to you? Did this feel like like, just I don't know, like, out of the
Hmm.
mold a little bit? Because to me, it felt very new blood.
You
I
think
don't know.
so?
Yeah, I what I mean by that is, like, traditionally Star Wars, the vibe is you're gonna get this, like, Western or this
Sure.
kinda sci-fi, whatever. This felt very fresh to me. I think that's why I liked it because,
It's
like
certainly a different take.
like
We
the
haven't seen it.
shots alone, like the
Mhm.
way that like things are framed, and as you guys know, I get really obsessed with like framing and backgrounds and all kinds of different things. And I think this really shows to like John Watts and what's the other guy's name? There's another guy. I want to make sure he
Um,
gets credit, but the
oh,
other person,
yeah.
you know, I think this just feels so fresh and like a person who knows what they're doing. Now,
Mm.
I understand this is one trailer. However, just the shots alone, like, were awesome to me.
Yeah, and that was another thing I want to talk about. You brought up John Watts. I still, and I know I've shared it on this show, but I think people are forgetting about this too. This man left by far one of the most successful trilogies and characters in theaters in the last decade in Spider-Man, right? Like that is the one of the most popular characters of all time. There's I don't believe I believe Spider-Man 4 was his for the taking if he really wanted it. But John
Yep.
Watts said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm done with Spider-Man and I want to go do Skeleton Crew. Like this is his baby." And
Mhm.
so
He
if
he
he
went away
feels
from Fantastic Four,
that's a
by the
great
way.
point too. Yeah, he turned that one down
Even
too.
bigger than well,
I would say a turn in the MCU bigger than what
yes,
Spider-Man
yes,
4
yes,
might
yes,
be,
yes.
potentially.
Because the Fantastic Four coming in is what everyone in the nerd world has wanted,
Yeah.
and he was gonna do that, and he's like, "Skirt."
And so based on
Go
that, I
ahead.
think you can feel, and maybe that's why you kind of got those vibes is
Maybe.
John Watts is pouring John Watts all over this thing.
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but it feels very John Watts. It feels very Spider-Man, like No Way Home to me, in
Mm,
terms of the shots and the framing and even the joke
mm.
where the kids, he's like, "All right, if
Neil?
I die or whatever, you take over," and he's like, "Neil," like that's
Mhm.
that's Peter and Ned, right?
Yeah.
Like those comedic beats felt very John Watts to me. I don't know what else to say, which folds into feeling like John Hughes and feeling like 80s because that's what Spider-Man felt like. It's all just meshing, man. It's all
Yeah.
coming together.
I
I
agree.
love it.
I agree. Kay says, I'm hoping for Stranger Things level goodness. It feels fresh. If it's able to hit Stranger Things, like that's an absolute home run.
Oh,
Um,
that's the gold standard of this like
yeah,
child kind of.
yeah, absolutely. I'll be real. I don't have those expectations. Just because if I have those expectations, that's a pretty daggum high bar.
Sure.
So I could only probably set myself up for disappointment if I Had that one there. Anthony says, "Hey, Caleb and Zach. Now my intrigue for Skeleton Crew has only increased. John Watts and Chris Ford. It's definitely Star Wars. Don't get the controversy over Major Tom, the song. I think it's just the fact that when you pull up a Star Wars trailer, you're expecting Star Wars music.
What you're thinking?
Is that the first time that we've ever gotten a real world song in a Star Wars trailer?
I wouldn't say first time if I had to take my bets, but you
See,
might
I
be
feel
right.
like I would probably put money on the other way around.
Really? I just seems like a scary bet. Never scares me. So
Sure.
uh,
Why not? All right, well,
but to
let's
be
do this.
fair, I don't know of any in recent memory where
Yes.
like,
No,
oh wow,
absolutely.
that's a
Yeah,
real
usually it's
world
like a
song.
it's like you were saying.
This
Boom,
orchestra,
yeah.
like
Yeah, but this was definitely a change of pace, but I enjoyed it. Anyway, let's do this, Zach. Let's check out the trailer together. You don't need to see the analytics of this live stream. You need to see the actual trailer that I accidentally just showed everybody the analytics, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all good. We're live, baby. We're
yeah.
live. Kay says it's a big galaxy. Why would pop music exist in a galaxy where jazz music exists? Yes, that is a thing in Star Wars, but it always makes me laugh.
It'll never
Okay,
not make me laugh.
Zach. So since there's probably going to be a delay on your end, you might want to have that
Just
trailer.
just describe it to me. I know it. I watched it
Ooh,
before this,
okay,
so
fair enough. Fair
we all
enough.
good.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna click play on this trailer. I'll kind of pause it as we see some major key things. How about that? Here we go. All right, so I think obviously number one, we talked about the music already. I don't feel like we need to hit home on that. The opening moments of the trailer, though, definitely give the vibes of we're in detention. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to dissect if I think it's Wim is one of these is the boy character in the early moments of this trailer. I'm trying to figure out if when
I can never remember who's who in this. I
regardless
was
of what his name is, when the dad walks in, like is the dad almost gives like I'm the principal kind of vibes too, in a sense.
maybe.
That's my early prediction. Maybe he should know better because the dad is the major Tom of the show of the school. But we also in those opening moments we see the speeder bike split in between two buses, just kids having fun. Again, I think it's kind of maybe setting the stage for that specific girl character. Again, the names are hard to remember if you haven't freshly read what those character names are. I think it's just that she might be a little hotshot troublemaker. I feel like he might be a little bit of a better kid, but maybe he just had one moment where he just didn't do good in this scene.
Yeah, we're right on the money.
What do you think?
That's exactly what I think. You know, maybe she's the Han Solo character here. You know, scoundrel in detention a lot. What are you in for? Oh, I'm in here all the time. What are you in here?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think we
and
early on predicted that she was going to be the main kid. I'm starting to
yeah.
think it's going to be Wim.
Well, there was someone in the chat. I don't remember, and I'm sorry I don't remember, but someone was telling us that it wasn't her. It was the other. It was the other character here. I pulled it up by the way because I want to
There
make
you
sure
go.
we're talking about the same thing.
I'm glad you did that.
And so, like, also I want to point out I was very wrong in my prediction of they've got this backpack and they stole it and then they're on the run. It looks like they have a backpack, but this is where they find the ship. They're not on the run yet.
This scene right here.
Yeah. The scene right after. I don't know where you stopped, but
I'm at the 8-second mark.
Oh, okay. I'm not there yet. On my bad. We're not there yet. But if you hit play at the 20-second mark or whatever, you see them together. That's the picture that we.
Oh, yes. I'm following now. All right, well, let's keep going then. We see Wim kind of tumble down the side of a hill at about the 10-second mark, and then he gets up. He discovers that Jedi temple, and
Is that what it is, or the ship? Or is it the Jedi temple with the ship in it?
I thought that it was in the first trailer. He said something about it being a Jedi temple.
I think he did say Jedi temple, but
I
that's
think
what
I should
I'm.
play the sound when I watch this.
You're right. You're right. I'm just I'm asking you. I don't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
know what.
Okay, so he says he found something buried in the woods. So it's got to be the ship or the temple. What we thinking, chat? What we thinking? Is he stumbling upon the temple or the ship?
Mm,
I can't figure that out now. You got me thrown. All right, but then we cut to the scene, 16-second mark, where the dad walks in the
mhm.
office or whatever. You can almost see in the bottom right corner, maybe at the 16-second mark. Is that what Star Wars school lockers are supposed to look like? That's wild to me.
Mhm.
That's wild to me. All right, let's see. Kay in the chat said, I think Wim skipped out on that important test and found the temple slash ship. Okay, so it sounds like Kay's maybe thinking that the temple and the ship are both the same thing.
Okay, maybe.
I think Wim thinks it's a Jedi temple. That's actually a ship. It's possible the ship is in the temple, though. Okay, so there we go. That's a
Yeah,
theory. That's a theory.
I'm not sure yet, but either way, we've got our squad here. God, I love the little blue dude. I love him. I love him, and they know I'm gonna love him. But that's cool.
Neil, yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna take over this
he
show.
like
I have
lifts his
no
little
doubt.
ear up to put on the thing. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Because it's practical. There's a dude in there.
Uh
Like, come
huh.
on,
Uh huh.
awesome.
Yeah, so they're all three, or there's three kid characters at about the 25-second mark putting their ear to this thing. Um, again, whether that be the ship or the temple. I'm starting to think it's the. Huh. I- Okay, at the 28-second mark. Does that look like the interior of a ship to you?
No.
Well, that's what they opened, is it not?
Oh yeah, I guess it does look like the interior of a ship. Big ship. Well, I'm looking at like the top. It looks like an air vent or something on the top, you know?
Yeah, it does.
I I
So
don't
that
know.
makes me think ship.
It's a
All right,
humongous ship, but
let's
it's
keep
also little
going.
kids.
Yeah, because then they're well, then
Yeah,
at
then there's all
30
these things
seconds
are
they're
lighting up
walking.
in here and yeah, it's gotta be the ship, right? Gotta be a ship.
Oh yeah. Oh, Zach. We had to do is let it play a little bit. Should we have let the should we have let
You
the
had me
trailer
questioning my guy. I said it was a ship the whole time.
look, dad
I'm like,
brain is
oh,
taking
maybe
over.
not. I don't
Maybe
know.
I should have clicked play on this trailer. Maybe I'm not remembering as much as I thought I did. Maybe I should watch the trailer through one
Why?
more
Because at the
time.
like 36-second mark, there's a ship.
Yeah, literally at the 33-second mark. They're touching buttons to turn the ship on. Guys, I'm so sorry. I have failed.
Which, to your point, you still could be right. It could be the whole could be a Jedi temple, and then inside the temple is a ship. That could be right.
Yeah, it could be both of them. Maybe it's a former Jedi's ship that's parked inside this temple.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
Exactly.
that. All right, well, then they take off. The dad sees them take off, which he's not going to be happy about at all. And then they blast off into hyperspace. And at that 40-second mark where they blast off into hyperspace, it doesn't look like our Jedi Jod is with them yet. So I would say this is initial takeoff. Gotta be.
Yep.
It's
This is
almost
a what have
reminiscent.
we done take off.
I know that you watched Bad Batch in the first season. It's almost reminiscent
Mhm.
to like at the end of the first episode in the Bad Batch when they blast off into hyperspace. And it's like Omega's like promise of like going on this adventure.
Oh, see,
Almost, it's almost like
I
those
think the
vibes.
vibes here are going to be like, what have we done? Oh no.
Mm. You think so?
You think it's going to be like a happy thing? Like a hey, here we go, we're
I'm sure
gone.
one. No. I think one of them is going to be like, yeah, getting away from mom and dad.
Maybe. I think it's going to be very much what we see, where the dude like puts the stuff on and he's like, "Oh, look at this, man! I can look at how sick I am." And then he presses something and he goes, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, what have we?" And I think that's what's going to happen.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's see.
And
Let's
then
see
the
what the
dad's like,
chat's
I
saying.
can't imagine the dad. By the way, yikes on
Oh,
that.
I'd be.
Yikes. Oh yeah, he
Let's
even
see.
says like, "What did you do?" Yeah.
Oh
Come
yeah.
on now. He's freaking out in
Okay.
the chair.
Kay
We're
says
lost.
Nell feels a bound. They slide down some sort of vent, and that could be after that. Oh, the skeleton they find inside could be a former Jedi. Well, isn't the
Mm,
skeleton that they find inside like the droid? Because I thought that they were getting maybe the skeleton name from that
yeah.
droid. the way it
Yep.
looks. But
That's
also
what we were
toward the
expecting.
end of the trailer, there's something that looks like a skeleton as well, which we'll eventually get to.
Yeah, we'll get to.
All right, let's keep going in the trailer. So they blast off into hyperspace. Okay, yeah, so maybe the kids are a little mad about them blasting off because the girl's like, "What did you do?" And yeah, I think you
Yeah,
mentioned
and
that.
you can see in the picture there, they've got the droid with him on 45, 46.
Yes, I see it. I see it
The
now.
droid is with him.
Yeah, so all the kids are very upset. They're not
Yeah,
happy.
it's a whoopsie daisy.
And then it looks like they stumble upon this area where these pirates are probably going to be at. This at the 46, 44, 45, 46 mark where they get into that little space station.
Dude, this
That
looks so
screams
cool.
pirate hangout to me. And yes,
This is
visually
so
this
cool
looks
to me.
great.
Like,
Specifically the shot. I'm trying to find the like at the
it's
46-second mark.
yeah. For me, it's
Beautiful.
like the 48-second where you see all the different bays and all the different areas.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's cool
dude,
too. I like that a
that looks like
lot.
a straight up Guardians of the Galaxy time, which is a compliment because I think Guardians does a great job at like world building.
Yeah,
Um,
I mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy in my reaction. I don't know if
yep.
anybody else felt that
Mhm,
or if it was just
mhm.
me.
This very much like nowhere type vibe, the big head thing that they live at now or whatever. Like
Mhm, mhm.
this is so cool. We have not seen this in Star Wars, and this feels so Star Wars to me.
Yeah,
Like it
this
makes sense
screams
that
Star Wars.
like there would be this kind of haven of scum and villainy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, crazy. Please sound off, people. Crazy to me that you see this and maybe you're not thinking Star Wars. Like this looks great in my opinion. I still have it paused at 49 seconds, Zach. That
Same,
looks phenomenal. I could use
same.
that as a desktop wallpaper right there.
It looks sick, dude. Because you got like that big thing in the background. You got these little like rings of gambling or whatever they're doing there, cooking some
Uh-oh.
food.
Kay in the chat mentioned something here that we need to talk about.
Mm,
Let's see. I think it was in the teaser trailer a couple of months ago where a skeleton collapses and scares the kids. Yes,
mm.
I remember that. But then this is what I need to search. Kay says Hondo incoming, Hondo's ship, middle of
Yes,
the screen.
I saw this.
People have been talking about that, huh?
Yep,
Let's see.
yep. They're speculating that it's Hondo's ship, and it looks exactly like Hondo's ship. Now, there could be other ships that look the same, I assume, but it's his ship. It's Hondo's ship, and
Hmm.
we're gonna get live action Hondo, right?
I'm just not remembering off the top of my head what it looks like, but I
If you just
guess.
if you go on X, you'll like just search it, and people have like zoomed in. It's like dead center of the screen on that shot we were looking
Oh, I
at.
see it now. Yeah, that's 100% Hondo.
Yep.
100%.
So
Now, I will say
could be an Easter egg.
In Rogue One, you can see the ghost from Rebels, but it's never been confirmed. Well, some people have said, yeah, that was Hera that was at that battle in space during the end of Rogue One, but
Rise of Skywalker. You keep saying Rogue One.
no, I mean Rogue One.
Oh, I thought it was in Rise of Skywalker. The ghost
It
was in
could have
that.
been in Rise of Skywalker as well.
Oh,
I'm
I don't know.
pretty sure. Okay,
I
hold on.
believe you. I believe you. I
No,
believe
no,
you.
no, no, no,
I
no.
know of the Rise of Skywalker one, not Rogue
Yeah,
One.
so Ghost in Rogue One. Yeah, it's there.
Hmm.
Heck, Chopper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Chopper's in Rogue One
Dope. Okay.
in a corner.
Okay. When I saw Rogue
So
One, I
yeah,
didn't know of the squad. So
if I had to guess, it would be one of those situations. Is why I'm bringing that up. Is like we're gonna see it and we're gonna be like, again
yeah,
the Leo thing.
yeah. Because like Taylor ain't gonna know that.
Right,
I
right,
wouldn't
right.
know it if it wasn't for X.
Yeah. And Kay says they say Hera's name over the PA at Yavin in Rogue One. I
Ah,
have not caught that. Wow.
dope. That's
That's
very
cool.
cool.
That's cool. All right, let's keep going in this trailer. But man, I could
And
stare at that shot.
to that point, like that's an awesome thing. I hope that's all it is because that's exactly what I want in Star Wars. I don't need all the stuff. You guys know. It's fine, but that's perfect. Where you go like and then we move on.
I think there's gonna be a lot of those in Skeleton Crew.
I
A
hope
lot
so.
of those.
I hope so.
All right, let's see. Kids are now stressing. They're at this place. Looks like a couple of them go and get let's be honest, that looks like doo doo that's being put in this bowl
Yep. Yep.
for Wim to eat. He's got
Not great.
Old Republic credits.
Old Republic credits, my boy.
Interesting. Again, there's another moment where you should be like, "That's Star Wars." Jawas, it literally at
Jawas,
54 seconds.
all these like
That's Star
actual
Wars.
creatures.
That's
Like what?
Star
That's
Wars.
what I'm saying. What else do you want?
Yeah.
Gosh, man, it's so Star Warsy. We've got Jude Law doing his thing. I don't know where you stop that, but
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Jude Law is kind of just watching in the shadows. Let's talk about Jude Law. Let's talk about Jod. What are you thinking? Because there's some dialogue in this trailer, and I know we haven't gotten to it yet, but there's some dialogue in this trailer where he's like, "We can basically work together," or "I can help you," but it's delivered in a way of where it's like, I have my own motives as to why I'm doing this. It's not necessarily because I feel like this is the best or the right thing to do, but I have my
oh,
own reasons. What do you think? Or am I just
we've
reading
already
into it?
talked about this a little bit. But it's going to be the situation where he's like, "I'm taking advantage of these kids," and then by the end, he's like saving them and stuff. We know what's going to happen. It's the
Mm,
traditional kind of storyline here of, "Ooh, how can I take advantage and get the best of these children, and or get something else?" And then by the end, he's, "Oh, I'll protect you." We know. So that's first thing. Second thing, I have no idea what to think of this cat. And I'm conflicted on that a little bit. Like
yeah.
it's Jude freaking Law. So it's
Yeah.
gonna well, it should be a big deal.
Right,
I
right,
just
right,
like
right.
what is his angle? I really don't know, man. I am befuddled. I really don't know.
Well, I'm excited to figure out.
Same.
I'm glad that they're kind of hiding it, and that's something that we can kind of peel back and discover as we go. Kay thrown in a couple of other chats. Yes, but consider this the gold throne in the middle of the pirate booty room at the end of the trailer is of Hondo's species, so more reasoning as to why Hondo might be showing up in this show. And then Kay says, I took Old Republic to just mean former Republic as far as those credits go. And that could very well be possible. Very well be possible. And it may be if I was to scroll back, I don't know if I'd be able to land it on it perfectly. Um, it looks like there's an Imperial logo in there. It looks like there might be an old or a Republic during like the Clone Wars logo in there. So that may be certainly the case. Kay's helping us break this trailer down tonight, and I greatly appreciate that. Keep on throwing those chats in there. All right, so let's keep going. We get this little fire. Oh, I didn't notice this.
Scare me.
I didn't notice this at the 58-second mark,
hmm
Zach. Um, when the kid tosses the bowl and like
hmm
there's this random burst of fire, you can
Yep.
see Vane, and I did
Yep.
not spot Vane the first
Right next to him. I didn't
10
either.
the first 10 times I've watched this trailer. This is the first time that I've seen this dude.
I didn't either.
I
I
did not
That's
realize
interesting.
he
He's
was
like
in
talking
this
to little kids.
scene. This is
And he like burns his face
in
when he
this.
tosses it. He burns his face. Yeah, yeah. He like goes like, ah.
Oops, I just accidentally went full screen. Yeah, Vane's a little goofy to me. Always been goofy.
I think it's by design. I think that's just what he
Yeah,
is. I
no,
think
I
he is
agree.
goofy.
I agree.
And then so yeah, Jude Law says, I'll get you home. We'll make a partnership. Interesting.
Yep. And again, that's the line delivery that throws me off. I'll get
Maybe
you
he's not
home.
talking to the kids.
We'll make
Maybe
a
that's just
partnership.
maybe that's a I don't know. I really don't know, man.
And
I
then
really
that's when
don't
we get the Huttese play on
know.
in the music. I can't mimic it, but it's so cool. Kind of sliding down a slide, looks like.
Yep. Yep.
And then this is when Jod is telling Neil to take the controls.
That's a good moment, man. It's a good moment. It hit for
I
me.
love that moment. Then we see, okay,
Because I love
so
Neil, because Neil's like,
right. We
me?
s- we see the main ship, and I'm assuming this is Jod's ship. Then, if they're riding on his ship the rest of the way, um, This ship is titled, and I'm at the 115 mark. The
Okay.
Onyx Cinder. I believe you have been able to get that Lego for a hot minute now.
Oh,
For Skeleton Crew, I've seen it a couple of times at Target. So that's the only reason why I know that it's called that. The Onyx Cinder. I like that name. Very Star Warsy.
dope. It's dope.
Um, Kay, I have a theory that Jod Nah stole a pirate ship. So maybe that Onyx Cinder is a pirate ship. I could see that because I'll be honest, the stripes on the side of it, and you can vaguely see them at that 115 mark. The stripes on the side of it remind me of the stripes that were on the pirate ship in the Mandalorian season 3. So it could almost be like part of that clan. Maybe Jod did, in fact, steal it from the pirates himself. And then Anthony says, Neil. It's probably one of the best, if not the best moment from that trailer for me.
Dude, it's so good. It works so good, not only because of Neo going, what? The little kid, he nails that.
Mhm.
Comedic timing right there. He nails that.
Absolutely. All right. Continuing on. Let's see. Slow mo walking by Jod.
Which is a sick shot. I
That's
love
when
that
I
shot.
got the Guardians vibe because the music was going like the singing of Major Tom was going on at that time when he was walking in slow motion, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is Guardians of the Galaxy. And
That's a sweet shot, dude. I love that
I'm
shot.
assuming that this shot is a continuation of that still image that we got a few weeks back
Yep.
where he's looking up
Yep.
and he's like looking really concerned.
I was gonna say he looks in panic mode. Like he looks very confused and worried. Like, oh my gosh, what has happened?
Yeah.
And then it's like bam, 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 bam. Shot, 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 shot.
Yeah,
So we get a
action.
little bit of
We got some pirate
pirates going
action.
on. We've got some like what outside space stuff going on, which looks awesome.
Yeah. Now I will say the location that Jod is at the 123 mark is the only location where I was like, I don't know how that looks. Looks kind of weird. Where he's talking about, we got pirates chasing after us. Maybe
Oh,
I'm
you
looking
don't think
into
that's
that too
real?
much. No, I'm just saying like it doesn't look as cool to me as the other
Oh,
sets that we've
see,
seen in the
I
trailer.
I think that's fascinating. Why is he in this like fancy,
Mm,
like ridiculously nice area? Like
that's fair.
this is against everything we've seen so far. I think that's very interesting. Who's he talking to here?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so Anthony and Kay, am I wrong in saying that the Jod ship is the Onyx Cinder? I'm clueless with Skeleton Crew tonight, guys. Kay
wow,
says, I thought the Onyx Cinder was the ship they take off from their home planet in, but really I have no clue. And then Anthony says it is. You're correct. So I guess I'm wrong. But y'all are helping me figure it all out. I appreciate it.
boom.
All right, let's see. Oh, I love this shot of Neil and Wim with these little
Yeah, these little
guns.
guns. Yeah,
That
it's
looks
sick,
good too. That looks really
dude.
good.
It looks so good. And then you get the droid, like great CG by the droid here. Like this sounds ridiculous, but the shot of the kids with the guns there, it looks
Mhm.
very like Saving Private Ryan esque,
It kind of
which is
does.
ridiculous. But like the blue haze, the smoke, the guns, it's sick. Then you got the droid doing its thing, which Star Wars again, Star Wars droids. We know how that goes. Got some concerned parents. All right, all right, all right. We got to talk about this with the concerned parents here on like what is that 129. What is going on here? I get the vibe that there's like something darker or deeper going on. I
Mm.
I get that. I get the feeling like they're being set up. Like she says something's wrong. They're not just going to turn up, and then the droid like looks over at them creepily. Like what?
Oh
I don't.
yeah, I
Am I
see what
reading
you're
into
talking
that
about
too
now.
much? That just feels so like what?
Weird.
It feels like that's going to be the B plot with the parents, and it's going to somehow tie into the Mandalorian or
Yes.
some sort of.
I
Um,
think
I
that
know you. I
angle
think you said that. Did you say that in your reaction? Where
there
you're like
was
da da
the
da 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 da.
I think I said or the dad says something like we need to go after them or something, and what I said was, who's going after them? I wonder.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like,
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
that's very much the vibe I got there, where it's like, maybe there's something darker going on, or more sinister. Maybe they I don't know how it gets more sinister or dark, but
Yeah.
that's just the vibe I got there. It's very creepy, this droid
No,
looking over and then, like,
I'm glad
whispering about it.
I'm
I
glad
don't
you
know.
saw that. I'm glad you, caught that because I wouldn't have even thought of that, honestly. I just thought it was concerned parents, and for some reason, they've got this droid that follows them around.
No, it was just a weird look over from the droid that really threw me off
And
and
how about
cracked me up.
SM-33 just throwing punches?
Oh,
It's
dude, sick.
They kinda remind me of K2.
Yes, yes, very similar to K2. Even the look of K2.
Ooh, K's throwing in some interesting predictions here. Um, Kay says something weird about their planet. Droids watching them. Fern's mama is a politician. I think no one is allowed in or out of their planet. Anthony says,
Ooh.
I want to know the name of their home planet, especially since many in the Outer Rim don't know of their planet. Wow. So I think
Ooh.
there might be more going on here
I'm
than
telling you.
I'm
I'm
aware
telling
of.
you. I like that.
Hmm.
Maybe that's why it's this idyllic, amazing society, but really it's like a dictatorship where you can't leave and you can't do it's like Lego movie where you gotta like follow every single step or you're out of line.
Hmm.
The president business is gonna get you.
Yeah.
What a good movie, by the way. Lego movie. Great
Hmm.
movie.
Hmm. We also failed to mention the suburbs that were shown, and Kay shouts that out. I dig the circular suburbs. Again, I
Yeah,
love
sick.
that personally.
I think it's sick.
I know there's haters out there with it, but I love the way that looks. I'm fascinated by this now. I'm stuck on this planet. Again, I wasn't even for some reason with Skeleton Crew, like this is the show that I have theorized and dove into beforehand the least. And I'm hoping that that serves me well as far as like my taking in of the show. I'm hoping that I like really enjoy it because of that.
I think dude, I'm telling you, I think it's gonna be more than meets the eye. More
And
than meets the eye with Skeleton Crew.
I'm all for that. But I speaking of the mama, somebody in the chat, I think it was Kay mentioned, she definitely does have a very politician look.
Mhm.
Um it would be pretty cool if like he's the principal of the local school and she's the politician. I would like that those two different roles for them. Then we get another shot of those droids walking around. I don't know why they're walking around with their little headlights on. And then these
Mhm.
kids stumble upon like this snake looking thing.
No, it's like an octopus leg or something.
Oh yeah, it kind of reminds me of Bogalet from Rogue One. You remember Saw?
Uh,
He's like, "Give in to Bogalet."
oh, yes,
Bogalet
yes, yes, yes,
knows
yes,
the
yes.
truth.
I have erased that from my memory. I forgot that. Yes. Yes, I remember that now.
If you tell Bogalet a lie, you die.
Yes. Yeah, dumb. Sorry.
What? You didn't like Bogalet?
I told you I erased it from my
Dude,
memory.
everything
That tells
about
you
Rogue One is
anything.
perfection.
I forgot that exists, but yes, very much the same vibes there. Yeah, good call on that.
Mm, okay. Then we get this other. Ooh, again.
Dude,
X-wings.
this is where Jude Law is at. Obviously, that's the ship they're on.
Yep.
Who is he talking to? What's this planet?
Yeah,
Where
because
are
we see
we?
X-wings flying. So
Oh,
this
is
is
that what that was?
at
X-Wing?
137 that I paused it. We see
It
two
is X-Wings.
X-wings flying by.
Whoa.
This is a
So
New Republic plate.
Carson Teva.
Kay says, I just like the way Saul says, Bogalet. Agreed. That's why I keep saying it.
X-Wings
um,
flying is and those are the pirates there. So the
yeah, this
pirates chase
is.
them to this planet. There's X-Wings flying around, so they're worried about that.
And again, and something that I talked about in my poster breakdown is I feel like the X-wing presence there is our easy connection to the Mandoverse because there's the New Republic angle.
Yeah, easily. And then we've got this sick shot at 139. He's pulling the knife out of the skeleton there,
Does that
which
landing at one? I don't remember
sorry.
what Mark you just said. At
Yeah,
137,
but
does that landing
mhm.
platform not look like the Rebel logo?
Yeah, it does actually.
Ain't that cool, man?
It does. You know what it reminds me of? Canto Bite.
Oh gosh, don't take me down that. Oh man.
That's hey. No, 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 no. This looks sick. Wherever
Watch
this is at.
watch John Watts be the biggest Last Jedi fan, and he just has Canto Bite vibes all
Hey,
over this
Canto
show.
Bites in the Jedi game, or the not Jedi game, the whatever game.
Outlaws?
Yeah,
I still haven't played it.
the doo doo game. Yeah, yeah. Um, be warned of booby traps. It says. No, dude, this looks sick. I missed the X wings. That's awesome. I guess I just didn't pay
Yeah, because
attention,
they're
but
kind of flying around the pirates there on that landing platform.
yep, yep.
Then we see Jod pull a knife out of a skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Interesting.
Yep. Interesting.
Um, and then we have that laser skull looking thing.
Very booby trap, Goonies, booby
Yes.
trap. That's the exact same vibe. I
Mhm,
love that.
mhm, mhm.
But what are they
Pirate.
looking for? Why are they in a booby trap area? It's
That's a
fascinating to me.
great question. Who's the hologram? That would be my next question.
Hmm.
Who the heck? Oh, I think that's the mom. Just based on wardrobe.
Hmm. Let me
Kind of
see
looks
here.
looks like the robe she
Yeah.
was wearing.
Yep. Yep. I'd say it's the mom.
And
The
I'm gonna
mom's talking to bounty hunters, or not bounty hunters. It would be, I guess it would be bounty hunters, but
you know what? I think she's trying to send a signal to the kids personally because she says if you hear this, don't give up. I think that she maybe knows that they're
oh,
trying to
just
get back
blasting
home.
it.
Yeah, like
Mm,
sending a signal out. Hey, I hope
yeah.
somehow this gets to my son
Yeah.
Wim and the friends that are with him.
Yeah. You're right.
If you hear this message, please don't give up. Come home. We're actively trying to find you too, but we kind of
Yep.
believe in you, kind of a thing.
Yep.
Kay said those X-wings could very well be Carson Teva.
I'm
Carson
telling you,
Teva
man.
is like, who's the dude that was in Agents of Shield that showed up in like literally all of the Avengers movies to
Agent
start?
Coulson.
Yes, Carson Teva is our Agent Coulson of the
Yeah,
Mandoverse.
for sure. I love it. I'm okay with that because I think an X-wing pilot's the perfect person to be that because it's not
Yeah,
heavy-handed. It's not he's got to do something. It could literally just be an X-wing, and we go, that's him. Cool. I think definitely that's gonna he's gonna be in the show somehow.
mm,
I think that's a confirmed. I think they are almost leaning into it at this point, frankly.
yeah. They're almost like you should expect this
Hmm.
beats. All right, so then we get the 149 mark. This screams Goonies. This just treasure galore with that giant skull
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
throne that Kay had mentioned earlier. You kind of have it almost looks like some relics on the wall as well. Just everything here screams Goonies for sure. And then I think this was the skull that Kay was talking about. That's Hondo's species.
Well, going back to my question, how do they end up in here? They are lost in space,
Mm,
and now we're treasure hunting.
hmm
How? Where?
Something has to like motivate them to go on a treasure hunt.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I
I don't
really
know
don't
where
know.
that angle comes into play.
It's got to be Jaw or
It's
whatever's
got to be Jod wanting to
Jod.
find a treasure.
Got to be Jod. That's got to be his angle. But again, why would he need the kids to do that? I don't
Yeah.
know how to connect these, and that's a good thing. Like, I don't want them to tell me. Don't tell me. I want to watch the show and see it unfold. I don't want to
Mhm.
know from this. But I just think that's so fascinating how we go from lost in a ship accidentally to a fallen Jedi potentially. Is that confirmed at this point?
Not confirmed that he's fallen. I mean, it's confirmed that he's a former Jedi. I don't know if he's
Okay.
letting go of the.
Okay, so something to do with the force. He has the force, we know that. And then now they're on a treasure hunt, national treasure here. I just think, yeah, very much Goonies. I'm right there with you. I think that's sick. Obviously, they find whatever it is they're looking for here. But why are they doing it? Who they giving this to? Why is he? Does he have a bounty on his head that he has to pay off? Like,
Mm,
what are we doing here? I love it.
yeah, I love it too. Kay says, and Indiana Jones. There's definitely indie vibes as well.
Sure. Sure.
Kay's also believing that Jadna led them there. Anthony, let's be honest, X-Wings always work in Star Wars. By the way, Caleb, nice sneaker collection. I haven't been able to wear Nike sneaks since 1996. Bought a
Mm.
pair, looked great. Wide feet hurt.
Oh, wide
I'm a
feet. I
small
get that.
dude. I don't have wide feet, so
I got wide feet, my guy. I feel that so much.
hey, but
Nike.
1996, Anthony, I'm gonna make you feel old. That was the year I was born.
Ah,
Also, the year that current Kentucky Wildcats head basketball coach won a national championship.
wow.
If you
I was
listen,
probably won
to
something,
really
but
peel back the
wasn't
onion,
too yet.
people, all the Mando Talk followers and listeners, after Star Wars, my next psychotic um
Obsession.
obsession is Kentucky basketball. Is Kentucky basketball. Like, if I didn't have a podcast on Star Wars, I would somehow talk about Kentucky basketball with a lot of people. Kay says, I hate shoes and socks for that matter. Can't stand the restriction.
Mm. I'm a Crocs guy myself. I love Crocs. I wear
Crocs
them
is good.
pretty much exclusively at this point,
Crocs
unless
are,
we're going out. If you see me in tennis shoes, you're like, "Oh, he dressed up."
oh,
Like that's the level.
I'm always in sneakers.
Oh, nah,
Always.
nah. I don't know why I like wearing sneakers. I
And
just
yeah,
never
Anthony, that's just the start of my sneaker collection. That's another thing that I'm weird.
sneakerhead.
I could be if the bank account allowed me.
I was gonna say that takes a lot of money to
A
ride that
lot of
train.
money. A
Yeah.
lot of money. All right, let's keep going in this trailer. So we get the no matter what line, and then we get the kids kind of sitting there staring out. But Jod, again, Jod is just dark, hanging out in the shadows right behind them. Very interesting way that they decided to shoot that. I still can't quite figure out Jod Nine. Again, that's by design. And that is the end of the trailer, folks. We got through it. Admittedly, I feel like I got through that pretty rough. Again, late night brain maybe kicking in there. So I apologize for that, but I appreciate the chat kind of helping me walk through it. Hey, Zach, Kay wants to know, but do you have Croc charms?
Ooh, I don't. The kids do. The kids do. They love the little like croc buttons that you can put in the
Yeah.
holes. They love those things, dude. And
I
they're perfect for kids because they can get wet. They don't care. Like
yeah,
slip
I
them
know
on.
I know a lot of kids now, high schoolers. They're 3D printing their own charms and they're coming up with some pretty wild things. It's pretty fun.
I can't imagine.
It's fun.
You're giving them free reign to create whatever they want. I can't imagine what they're cooking up on that.
Yeah, I know.
That's very cool. I think that's awesome. Using the creativity and the 3D print. I love 3D printing.
Dude, I want to get one of those. And
I have one. I love it, dude.
I feel like I stumble across all of these videos all the time of like these super simple home remedies that a 3D printer kind of.
I have made my own toothbrush holder. Made my own. I've
Mm-hmm.
made in our house. I don't know if the brackets in the cabinets.
Yeah,
They just been snapping here recently, so I've
ooh,
been 3D printing my own. So I
that
just
is
3D
brilliant.
printed those instead of buying because they're expensive. So instead of buying them, I've just been 3D printing them.
I wonder if you could like 3D print like all of these overpriced child-proof things for cabinets and stuff like that.
1000%.
Yeah, that'd be a
All of
good
those
use.
things.
That'd be a really great use.
Man, I've saved at least hundreds on these little cabinets and little things I've built. And I think I actually had I thought I used to have a Spider-Man bust I 3D printed. Oh, I have this. I don't know if you have any Pokemon fans out there. I'm a big Pokemon guy myself.
Yeah.
But I 3D printed a Pokemon ball.
Oh,
Here's the
heck
top
yeah.
part.
Oh, we
don't know
can't
where
see
the
it. We
bottom
can't
is.
see it. You're
Oh,
kind of cut up. There you go. There you go.
I've got the bottom somewhere, but it fell
Somewhere.
off my. Oh, here it is. All right, you just keep talking. I'll find it.
Okay. Okay. What are we talking about, chat? Here, let me talk to the chat real quick.
It's on my
Anthony,
3D printing.
as someone who has fallen arches wider, recurrent plantar fasciitis, and 1 foot larger than the other. Jeez, Anthony, you got a lot of feet problems going on, man. I love socks and shoes. There you go.
Dude.
That looks sick.
Come on, let's go. I'm so proud of this.
I can't believe I can't believe that we've gone into 3D printing and socks and shoes.
Yeah. Hey, it's all right. It's good stuff, man. I'm so proud of that Pokeball. That was like my first real big, like multi-print, put it all together thing, and I'm so proud of it. Love it.
Let's see. Anthony also says, "Well, Caleb, I can pass for 28. My mind is about as mature as that number. We also rock very similar Mando mustaches." There you go, Anthony. There you go. There you go. I'm sure I'm gonna have all the problems one day. So I gotta make myself feel good here and there whenever I hear about how I'm eventually one day gonna be there too. Oh man. Okay. So 2-episode premiere, December 3rd.
Mhm.
I'm certainly excited for it. My excitement level for the show continues to rise and rise and rise. I'm hoping that the marketing now is obviously going to keep on giving us little trinkets of information as we go. We are now less than a month away, though.
We didn't talk about the poster. I think the poster's sick.
Let's see if I can somehow have that
I think the
displayed.
poster's
There it
really
is.
cool.
I love the poster.
I think it is very cool.
Yeah, I adore that poster.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're knocking it out of the park right now with their marketing and everything.
I just really hope this show's good, man.
Haters just hating because it's around this. I guess because it's around kids. I really don't know, and it's kind of unknown. There's not, with Mandalorian, you get that. With Acolyte, it's we're going dark, and there's no real tie to Star Wars pull, if that makes sense. Like Boba Fett show, Ahsoka. This is really the first kind of like swing at using the Star Wars brand as a brand and it not be this traditional just story.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. And again, I think it's just the state of Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
To where people are maybe overreacting initially and immediately assuming that they're not going to like it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's
people
frustrating.
are like already making a decision based off a trailer, while I'm making a decision that I feel like it looks pretty daggum good from what I've seen. So
I'm trying to watch it without bias. As you guys know, I am kind of excited about it just because I love the way that they've kind of pitched it to us, which is this kid's Goonies vibe. That's like literally my jam. And so after knowing that, taking it in, seeing the poster, and now seeing the trailer, it's like, man, this is looking awesome. Like, I don't think it's going to be some, oh my gosh, can you believe that happened? I don't think it's going to be that. And I don't want it to be. It's like, if it is that, that's cool. But I just want it to be fun and funny and goofy and a good time. Oh, hey, Skeleton Crew came out. I forgot about that. Put it on. I'm happy. Whoa, what's going to happen next? I forget about it for a week. I come back. Like, that's what I'm expecting here.
I agree.
Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be like, oh, I can't wait till next week. The 2-episode drop is beautiful. Love that. I'm a big fan of more than one episode dropping at once in the streaming era here.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, in the chat, Anthony mentioned something about that 2-episode premiere. I've said this before on other videos of yours, but how cool would it be if we could all see the 2-episode premiere in a movie theater setting? I'd watch Rebuild the Galaxy too. Still need to get to Rebuild the Galaxy, man. Still haven't had a chance.
I would love to do that.
I would just love to go to theater to watch Star Wars again, man.
I would really love to. I would have loved to do that for like Mando. Can you imagine like Mando 2 season finale in a theater? Oh, come on now. Come on.
I would have been, look, I was already crying with the Luke Skywalker reveal. I would have been weeping.
That place would have been rocking. I would have been sick. But yeah, to your point, like I think Star Wars just benefits from that. Where it's so funny that we talk about this. Like 5 years ago, we're going, or at least I'm going, Star Wars, baby. It lends itself to TV shows. You can make it a thicker and longer story, and you can get into the characters more. And boy, did they miss the mark in terms of my
Initially, they got off to a hot start, though. That's what's
Sure,
shocking.
sure. It's just like, man. Now Marvel, I was never as confident about. I always thought it would be cool to have different stories.
Hmm.
Oh, because I'm comparing the two because they kind of did the same thing at the same time. Um, but man, I think Star Wars benefits, frankly, from both. You
Yeah,
got to have both,
yeah. They need to figure out
and they're
both
going to.
fronts.
I mean, they're going to. They've proven to me that they're going to figure it out in terms of Mando and Grogu, and then what would be Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. A couple of others, and it looks like we're maybe wrapping up on this breakdown of the Skeleton Crew trailer. Anthony says, sadly, Skeleton Crew was supposed to originally come out in November of 2023. However, the writers and actors strikes delayed it. Then came the disaster that was the Crapolite. Anthony, I think you deliver us with the Crapolite every week in the chat. It's hilarious.
Appreciate that.
But yes, that you bring up a great point that Skeleton Crew was indeed supposed to come out uh, well in
A
advance.
year
But
ago,
yeah, a lot of different things
I didn't know that.
have happened.
Right.
K, just good, classic, well done fun. The theater would have been overwhelmed with sniffles in regards to the Mandalorian season 2 finale. Anthony throwing another episode that deserved to be in the movie theater. Ahsoka episode 5, Shadow Warrior. I believe that's the Anakin Skywalker episode.
Mm,
Yeah, that would have been awesome. And Kay says I'd watch Andor in theater too.
mm,
I'd watch all Star Wars in theater. All
yeah.
Star Wars.
That seems like missed out
Anyway,
money, in my opinion. Like, hey, come pay
yeah,
$10, $5, and watch the season finale of
they've
Star Wars.
they've started to do fan screenings, but the problem is they're just like in big cities only. At
Mm,
least they don't come to Tennessee. I'll just say that.
sure, sure.
Maybe
They're doing like
they come close
LA
to other people, right?
and like,
But
yeah.
they're not near me, so I can never really go that route,
Let's host one. Let's do a Mando talk
dude.
theater season finale hosting.
They got to give me permission to do so first.
Mm, fair.
Anyway, we did it, folks. We broke that trailer down. Skeleton Crew. I still believe that that's a really good trailer. I'm very intrigued, very excited, very hopeful, very energetic, very ready to go with Skeleton Crew, and I can't wait for the coverage that we're going to deliver for Skeleton Crew on this channel. Still working out some ideas and when we're going to have to do the show due to other commitments and things of that nature. Because, you know, that's why Mando Talk was created 5 years ago, was to break down Star Wars TV and Star Wars movies if it ever comes back to the movies. So Mando Talk will be covering it each week, but you know, we just got to figure out how it's going to happen, but we're going to be doing it, baby. So hit that sub button if you haven't already. Share us with a friend. Hit the like. Do all the different things. Follow on X and Instagram and TikTok at Mando Talk. Throwing in a couple of other things here. Anthony says, and Caleb and Zach, that is coming from someone who's been reading the High Republic since January of 2021. That series is a bad representation of the best parts of the time period. Kay says, yeah, showings would never happen in my town. So same problem here. All right, Zach, any final words for our lovely audience?
No, this was fun. That trailer was even better after breaking it down. There was more than I even saw on the first couple passes. So yeah, happy we were able to do this, and I'm excited for the next trailer. See if we can get a little bit more info on our boy Jod.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
what I want.
We need more info on our boy Jod. And Kay says, shout out to Kay and Anthony too, by the way,
Yeah.
for throwing some love in the chat. Appreciate it. Kay says, woot woot. And then Anthony follows it up with, also remember this, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni liked Skeleton Crew and its characters so much they're included in the upcoming Mando movies. It's a great point. And I think Favreau and Filoni had their hands all over Skeleton Crew, specifically Favreau for sure, because he definitely didn't have his hands all over like Acolyte or Kenobi or any of those other things. But in this Mandoverse era, Filoni and Favreau both are involved, and I feel like you can tell for sure. And that's certainly positive. All right, let's get out of here. It's been fun. Enjoyed the trailer. Enjoyed talking about it. Enjoyed every everybody for tuning in. Kay, Anthony, anybody watching back on the playback. It's time to get out of here. Remember, what do you need to remember? We have spoken, but also, Paul Kellett.